we're talking about the Warriors. Normally I say Warriors, you say Steph or KD, but for the fourth playoff game in a row, Golden State has won without KD, and it's been Draymond Green, a big reason why, notching a triple-double in a Game 3 win over Portland. Here is Draymond addressing how he's taken a bigger role in this series.
Trying to bring whatever I got to bring to the table to help this team win, to help DeMarcus and Kevin get back out there on the floor, you know, and that's my main objective, just to win as many games as we possibly can right now to get those guys back. When we have Steph, Clay, KD, DeMarcus, I mean, I don't need to play like that. And as crazy as it sounds, like somebody have to give up some when you have that many guys who are capable of doing what they're doing. You know, I take it up on myself to be the guy to give that up, you know, and I think I'm playing great right now, but I'm not the scorer that neither one of those four guys are. And so, I can take the mindset of, so what, who's out here? I'm going to go score the ball. I think that's very stupid, in my opinion, because, if I'm wide open and Clay's half open, I think it's still a better shot if I get a ball to Clay. So that's just my mindset when we got all our guys on the floor, but when they're not, I have to have a different mindset and step up for the team.
Isaiah, look, whether or not the Warriors are better with or without KD, which is this question that's going around social media, they've been winning without Kevin Durant. They've been playing pretty well, too, overcoming big leads. How have they been able to do it?
When you look at Clay and Steph, what they're allowed to do now in terms of movement, they're able to move more without the basketball, and they're able to cut and play off of each other more. But now it makes Draymond, now he's truly the only point guard that's out on the floor in terms of a decision maker, in terms of a passer. So, John McClendon, who invented fast break basketball, who's in the Hall of Fame, when I was 11 years old, he talked to us about the superposition out on the floor. And what the superposition in science means is that you're able to be here and there at the same time. Wow. And what here and there means that I can be here physically, but I got presence in your mind over here. And what Draymond has done in this series is that not only is he rebounding, passing, and defending, but he's also scoring. So the superposition out on the floor right now, when people say, when you heard Steph say, oh, he looks like he's got 8 eyes, and Coach Kerr was like, well, we've never seen him play at this level before. Well, he's allowed to take that position, and you can only maintain it for so long, but that's exactly what he's doing in this series.
What's going on is he's their leading rebounder. So typically how they're going to start their offense was totally different when they had KD. When KD was there, they only ran a little bit, and typically they were running to push the ball down to the paint to toss it back out to get that second transitional fast break to be able to get those open threes. So what they do now, Draymond is their leading rebounder. He gets the ball off and said, I'm not deferring to anyone. Clay and Steph know him better than any other player. So what they do is they go on the wings immediately. Yep. And over the last 20 years, we've seen the position. You talked about the example you gave, but the point forward. It's been, man, it changed basketball because we start giving the big guy and let him orchestrate the offense. Draymond starts it in the backcourt. He puts pressure on the defense because he has the ball. He understands his teammate. His basketball IQ is as high as anyone playing in the game. So he breaks down the defense and either gets a good shot, not only for Steph and Clay, but where Draymond comes into play is he talked about in his press conference that he had a conversation with the video coordinator. And the video coordinator came to him before this series and said, we're going to need you because the other players, the role players, respond to you better than anyone else. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't want you to get down on them. And Draymond was like looking at him a little sideways, and he was like, I need you to encourage them. So Jordan Bell, he has the breakaway, messes up Draymond's assist. Draymond goes to him and is like, man, I could chastise him or I can try to lift him up. And that's what the role players in Draymond. So it's not on the stat sheet, but the role players, and they're playing 10, 11 guys every game. Yep. Draymond is in control of the bench. He's in control of the game. And this is the best basketball I've seen him play, Nick.
And, Jenna, when you say, what's going around is, are the Warriors better with or without Kevin Durant? So, like, there's an element to me that's a sports element of the old, if a tree falls in the woods, nobody's around, does it make a sound? Your instant reaction is, well, yeah, of course, everything will make a sound. And then you're like, well, but if you can't hear us, of course you're not better without Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Except Steph's better without him, Draymond's better than without him, their defense gets better, and they win more. So then wait, are they? They shouldn't be. They win at a higher percentage, 33-4 without him. 6-0 in the playoffs without him as long as Steph plays. As Steph's numbers go up, their defense somehow gets better, even though Kevin Durant has proven himself to be a great defensive player. So it's almost paradoxical. Of course you're not better without one of the very best players in the world. But if the object is winning, and the object is how can the team play the best, then it does become a real question, because Draymond, when asked to play this role, is a better version of himself. Steph and Clay, when playing with the fluidity and the ball movement and the strength in numbers, that is the team's motto, they are the best versions of themselves. Now, they have a much smaller margin for error. Kevin Durant clearly raises their floor. A bad game for them when they're all fully healthy is way better than a bad game that they would have right now, because what do they do if Steph has an off night, if Clay gets dinged, something like that? But this team continues to show again and again that this version of the Warriors that won 73 games and a title the year before still exists once Kevin Durant is taken out of the equation. It doesn't mean it's better, but they haven't missed a beat. And the thing that's so startling to me, Zeke, is before he got hurt, that 8-game stretch he was on where he was unbelievable. He averaged 39, 5, and 5 in those 8 games. And they were 5 and 3. So it's like, okay, again, Durant's playing at this unbelievable level. And they lost 2 to the Rockets, and they lost 1 to the Clippers. So it is an odd balancing act for the Warriors right now.
Well, here, let me see if I can break that down, right? So Durant and LeBron James, the 2 best basketball players of this generation. And that 73-9 team that we all loved, that was playing so great, well, when they met, LeBron James and his crew, okay, the best basketball player on the planet, his team beat that Golden State. That
player was able to beat that system.
And came back from 3-1, some stuff that we ain't never seen in history, right? So that guy did that with that team. So now that team, if they don't go and get a Kevin Durant, right, to come back and face that LeBron James and that crew. So when the 2 Goliaths meets, right, when Durant meets LeBron James in the finals, and they ask LeBron James, what was the difference in this team last year and the team before? He goes, well, KD. Right. That's the difference. Now, so when you run off those numbers about 28-1, so forth and so on, okay, that team is not meeting a LeBron James type player team. So they playing against the tier 2 teams, or not the tier 2 teams.
Playing against the whole league, right?
They're playing against the whole, but in this whole league, it's only LeBron James and Kevin Durant that are the 2 stars, are the 2 studs, so to speak. And if Golden State is saying in their mind, we're better without Durant, and then you're getting ready to face a uprising and a coming of Giannis, I don't know if you're better. I don't know if you're better to compete against what Milwaukee has and what Toronto has with Kawhi.
Cece, can the Warriors play this version of basketball when KD comes back? No, right? That's the answer?
No, it's impossible.
So they have to go back to the way they were before? They seem to be enjoying playing this way.
This is the thing. They're a great team with KD, but they're better when Draymond's healthy. All right, so Draymond's health has a lot to do with the new style. Also, all these players have to take a back seat to what they can do on a normal basis to be able to make it work. They are 2-time defending NBA champ. Like, Kevin Durant is the real deal. And you make a great point. All these games are nice. All that record is nice. But when you start getting into series and you start having your analytics people and your advanced scouts and you start breaking teams down, I don't believe, even though we're seeing a great version of Golden State, they are not better without Kevin Durant. You know the reason why? Because everyone talks Steph Curry, everyone talks Steve Kerr. Man, I can't wait to get him back. Because if they were able to if they had LeBron, if LeBron was on the Clippers, they'd be out the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I understand, I know what the numbers say, but as an athlete, When you got someone like Kevin Durant, instant offense, all you got to do is put the ball in. Ain't no play 1, 2, 3. No. Get you a bucket. That's special stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree with you.
Isaiah,
100%.
thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome.
See,
Thank you.
It's no crime. You see that? I agree with you, Chris.
Take a break coming up for the Cowboys set up for a Super Bowl run.
Basketball Hall of
Talk some
Famer.
Dallas Cowboys next up.
Dude taught me how to dribble and everything. Work on your left, Chris. Work on your left. Used to do that little trick, throw it up on